US President Donald Trump has offered the UK what he calls a very substantial trade deal once Britain has left the EU. On the second day of his state visit, Trump met Prime Minister Theresa May. They held a discussion with business leaders from both sides of the Atlantic. Significant anti-Trump rallies are taking shape while parts of London are on security lockdown. Joining me now from London is our correspondent Birgit Maas, who is near Trafalgar Square. Birgit, the prospect of closer cooperation with Trump has sparked large protests in the British capital. Why are people so angry?
Well, yes, Amrita, large protests, and the protesters managed to march down towards Downing Street, where Theresa May is meeting with Donald Trump. And I've had speeches. I've had a rousing speech by Jeremy Corbyn, who is London's, the UK's most important opposition politician, and he has refused to meet Donald Trump for the state banquet last night. Instead, he has chosen to go to this Trump protest, and he has voiced his anger against Donald Trump's policy against refugees. He said you have to treat refugees as people and not as threats. He's mentioned a lot of anger. I've spoken to quite a few protesters as well, who have said that Donald Trump's position on climate, they object, they see it as a big threat. So there's a variety of reasons why people here are protesting, not just people from London, by the way, but I've seen protesters also coming in from other cities from the UK.
Now, at the official level, the British have given Donald Trump and his family members a very lavish and royal welcome with lots of hospitality. Why is this visit so important for Britain?
It comes at a moment of great instability in the United Kingdom. So Theresa May, the Prime Minister, is on her way out. The fundamental questions on Brexit still have not been answered. So the UK is trying to strengthen its ties with its closest ally, apart from the European Union, which is the United States, commemorating also the bond that they've had since the Second World War, with the D-Day commemorations that are starting tomorrow all over Europe. So it's looking to go closer to the US, not just symbolically with state banquets and commemorations, but also, as you mentioned earlier, they're trying to pave the way for a trade deal. That's something that a lot of people here in the UK that are protesting also see as a negative, but for the UK government, for the moment, it's something that they look towards too.
And, you know, Birgit, this protest is clearly very anti-Trump, but to what extent is this also anti-May? How much anger is there towards the British government there? Theresa May is stepping down as party leader and Prime Minister at the end of this week.
Yes, exactly. And I think there is a sense within the protesters that she's left the country with her Brexit policies effectively rudderless. And there is a fear amongst the protesters that maybe the UK might stumble into this close alliance with the US that is maybe not a fair alliance. They see the trade deal, the potential trade deal, as a potential threat, because the US is such a strong partner. It's not an equal partnership between the UK and the US. They fear, for example, that the NHS, which is the public health service, might be sold off. We've heard the US ambassador before the Trump visit saying that every part of the economy should be on the table, should be negotiated, and many people here have been carrying placards, hands off our NHS. So this is something that many people fear.
Right, Birgit Maas in London, thank you very much for bringing us up to date on the Trump visit to the UK.